Some art under her belt, you know. I mean, she wants to enrich herself and, you know, integrate herself into the grand narrative of appreciating art. I mean, it's not every day she gets to go to a world-class city like London. And I think Visitor One, you know, she wants a happy ending for art, you know. I mean, she wants all her preconceptions of art confirmed, no surprises. I mean, she wants to feel that she's in agreement with me, the artist, you know. She doesn't want art to be like a dissonant experience. And most of all, with Visitor One, she wants to feel that she got it. I mean, you know, she does not want to be left out or left behind. You know, she can't stand that. I mean, fundamentally, Visitor One, she's a joiner. Now, Visitor Two, he's a little more complex. He believes in the mystery and the unknowability and the ineffability of art. You know, he believes art taps into, you know, these archaic mythological tropes that are indicative of these remote recesses of our psyche that we're scarcely even aware of. Visitor Two, he doesn't want art to do with language. He thinks art supersedes language. You know, art is something beyond language. You know. He can't stand that, like, 1970s Hans Hock, like, conceptual art, like, really austere, you know. Visitor Two, I mean, he just wants art to flow over him, you know. He doesn't want to have to think so hard about it, you know. Kind of defeat the purpose of it for him. And most importantly of all for Visitor Two, he does not think art and politics should be combined. I mean, he says, does it make for good art? Does it make for good politics? Hey, you know what? Visitor Two, I think I might have something for you. What if I, let's see, I took this, and I, okay. Visitor Two, I think you're gonna like this. This beautiful dress here, and let's say I Velcro. So I take these flowers and light. glass enclosed case, like translucent. You know how like at Christmas time, like the shop windows, they have this frosting around the edges or whatever. So imagine like an artwork version of that, okay? So imagine I'm in this case. Sorry, I didn't have time to make that for you too. But imagine I'm in this case, this glass enclosed case, and imagine I'm just, I'm just lying here. I'm just, and you don't know who I am. And you don't know where I came from. I'm just, I'm in this glass enclosed case. You don't know why I'm in this bed of flowers. I mean, I just, it'll just, I think this would be good for you, visitor, too, because, it's overflowing with semantic content, It's like, it can absorb a lot of narratives without being, like, restricted to one. It's, hovering in an indeterminate space between connotation and denotation. It's, it kind of plays with the border between the animate and the inanimate. It has just enough transgression to be sexy. It has just enough, ambiguity to be apolitical. Very important for Visitor 2 that it be apolitical. It has just enough, like, estrangement to distinguish it from mass culture, all marked by a high degree of aesthetic entropy, interchangeability, and infinite reproducibility. And most importantly of all for Visitor 2, it's marked by a kind of a modernist tendency to block out any political context, by using aesthetics to appeal to ideal form. Because, I want that for you, Visitor 2, because, after this performance, I want you to go to the bar, and I want you to talk to your friends, and I want you to be in a good mood, I want you to feel like you saw a good performance, and it had everything that you were looking or, expecting from art. Like, it has everything, right? For your visitor, it's got beauty, it's very aesthetic. It, what else? It kind of flows over you without making you have to think too hard. You really need that. And, what else? And it's not political, so, that's what I want for you, Visitor 2, because, hey, that's what I'm here for, I'm an artist. I'm here to use aesthetics to block out political content. Okay, so, Visitor 3. Visitor 3, she wants me to show that I'm human, because, after all, that's what unites all of us, isn't it? Yeah, she wants me to show that I'm vulnerable, she wants to leave this performance understanding a little bit more about who I am. How can I say it? She wants to feel that she got a piece of me, and if she doesn't get that, she's gonna feel really cheated. And most importantly of all, for Visitor 3, she loves narratives. And she thinks like all the information in the world, all our emotions and thoughts and perceptions, they can all be funneled through the structure of a narrative. Emotional storytelling. That's what Visitor 3 needs. Okay, so now, Visitor 4, he's always been odd. Visitor 4, he's a little alienated, Visitor 4. He always existed at the periphery of any social formation he was part of, whether it was high school or college, or, even now, in the art world, I think he wants me to do some, an intervention or, he wants to see me do fucked up shit. Visitor 4. He wants to see me set something on fire or something. After all, this is performance art, right? Oh wait, Matthew, are we going to set stuff on fire? I'll talk to you about it later. But as soon as I got here, Visitor 4. wasn't going to like my performance. I mean, you know, there's just something about me, you know, he just this whole, like, professionalized veneer, like, as soon as, you know, I got out here and started talking, he just knew I was one of these artists. I was never going to do anything too raw. You know, I was never going to do anything to embarrass myself. I was just one of these artists, you know. I just want to be respectable. You know? I mean, Visitor 1 and 2, they're seeking affirmation in art, right? But Visitor 4, he's seeking negation. And as soon as I got out here, just something in my aura or whatever, he just knew, he instinctively sensed I was just too integrated, you know, into the system to ever offer that feeling of negation that he's so yearning for from art. I mean, basically, I'm just not radical enough for Visitor 4. Now, Visitor 5. Oh my God. Shit. Visitor 5 is love. He met her at Nicholas's surprise birthday party. Do you know Nicholas? He's got that super curly red hair and he's always wearing those vintage 1970s, like, very colorful shirts. Anyways, so he met her at Nicholas's surprise birthday party, and you know, they were just glued to each other, you know, for 3 hours. They weren't talking to anybody else at the party. I mean, they just had such a connection, you know. And then, you know what she said to him when she left the party? I feel like I knew you before I met you. And then he texted her like in 2 hours, and for some reason she emailed him back. I don't know, she was texted in 48 hours. Oh my God, it was the longest 48 hours of his life. I mean, you know, he can't stop thinking about it, you know? He keeps, he's telling his friend about her. There's just something, you know, something about her, you know, something, you know, the way she carried herself, and something about the way she dressed, and something about the way she smoked even, you know, and just, she was just so, like, French. I mean, she wasn't French. She was Italian, but, you know, Visitor 5 likes anything to do with French people. Les Français n'ont aucune notion de l'androgyne. En France, il y a l'homme et la femme. Et il me semble qu'il n'y a rien entre les deux. La mythologie de la femme française est le résultat d'une société patriarcale. On voit, comme mon ami a dit, que le mouvement féministe en France était 20 ans de retard sur les États-Unis. Mais je lui ai demandé, ah oui, mais certaines pensions les plus importantes, certaines pensions féministes les plus importantes sont venues de France. Julia Kristeva, Simone de Beauvoir, Lucy Gray. Mais elle a dit que non, le féminisme français est une invention américaine. Elle a dit que tous ces pensions féministes français que vous avez nommés étaient méprisés en France, mais idéalisés aux États-Unis. But let's get back to, sorry for the digression, let's get back to Visitor 5. Yeah, so Visitor 5 likes French women. And yeah, he only came because, you know, this Italian girl, her roommate, Elena, works for the Tate Modern, or is it the Tate Britain? Anyways, I was getting mixed up. Anyway, she works for one of the Tates, and they always get like free tickets to performances. And Elena had 3 tickets, so, you know, the Italian girl, she invited Visitor 5. I mean, you know, he's not even paying attention to my performance, you know. I mean, he's so preoccupied, you know. I mean, he's just at that fragile moment where he's ready to let himself fall in love, you know. And all he can think about is, like, you know, what's going to happen after my performance, you know. I mean, like, did she invite him here, like, as a date, or are, like, they just going to hang out with Elena and her friends afterwards? Yeah, you know, I think Visitor 5, I think he'd be really annoyed if I read a poem like this. Love, isn't it so bored, slapped onto every pink and purple confetti-like quest for either advertisement. Love. They pinned it on sticky valentines and flying fat angels with wings, shooting arrows to get the jewel in the crown step-on promotion in emotional resumes. Love was the cheap, facile resolution to how many slip-happy, passed through the intestine with no resistance, doo-wop, cheese-wop songs, so certain in their crucialness that this was the first testament triumph of a drama-honored humanity. So then, buy one, get one free. Don't be left out in the cold of bah humbug, on Disney glossed happy bounce belief and the magic in your eyes. Yes, jump on a bandwagon, trump card of love. Its bright, happy glow solves every dilemma. Love will buy you a house and make you president of the United States. Love will give you tax shelter and be tax deductible. Love will increase your lifespan, make you less likely for lung cancer. And Mrs. Fields will bake you cookies. Love will give you that sexy, healthy, Stairmaster, shiny tan glow. Love will increase your advertising time on Super Bowl weekend. Love, love, love. Intoxicate on its funhouse abundance of tax breaks, finance options, and increased marketability incentive. You can't miss, my friend. Take a seat. We're all here to help you. Sign up for Love's glowing, flowing tulip and daisy stuffed down your throat, stranglehold of compulsory happy ending. A crushing of complexity and wounds we all hide inside. User-friendly and so personable. Love is a flashcard for Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. Love is parcel and well-scheduled. Love doesn't have that awful aftertaste that leading brands of mouthwash have. Love can be financed at the low, low rate of 5.6% plus 2.1 rebate financing. Birds do it, bees do it, even CEOs, Son of Sams, and Hitlers do it. Come on, let's fall in love. Okay, oh yeah, that was a little American reference. No one. Son of Sam was a mass murderer in the 1970s. But he was, I'm sure he was capable of being in love also. Let's see, so visitor 6, don't worry, we just have 2 more to go. Visitor 6, okay, this is the way I would describe visitor 6. So let's say in a house, there's certain rooms that you're using that are more central, you're using them all the time, like the kitchen. And there are other rooms that are more marginal, they're more on the periphery, like the library or something. So imagine if each room in a house represented a part of your life. So for visitor 6, it's like if each room represented a part of his life, he had one room for his finances, one room for his career, one room for his family. What else? Well, like another room to keep track of the Tory government under Blair. And then, I don't know, Art was this room, he never really knew what to do with it, it wasn't one of the central rooms in his house, but, it wasn't as marginalized as the attic, but it's just one of these rooms, when he walked by, he didn't know, should he go into the room, and if he went into the room, like, how long should he stay in the room, and, like, what should he do in the room, and yes, that's all I know about visitor 6. But I don't know if he likes French women. Okay, now visitor 7. Visitor 7 is going to be super annoyed if I do this. Cacophony and distortion and looped tape effects and what else? Found sounds. Found sounds. Richard Sutton's very into found sounds. Yeah, I mean, she just, you can't believe people are still making music based on like the 8-tone scale and melody and harmony and time signature, yeah. Visitor 7 would never write a composition with time signature, okay? Yeah, he just is like, this is so like from the past. But, but Visitor 7.1, okay. Visitor 7.1 can't stand Visitor 7. I mean, they're in the same Sonic Experiments Facebook group, and they just, like, he can't stand how Visitor 7 thinks he's doing something completely new. Like, Visitor 7.1 says there's nothing, it's impossible to do anything new anymore. It's so, like, modernist, to even suggest such as, like, the futurist, he said, everything that came before us was wrong, I'm doing something totally new. It's just so, Visitor 7.1 can't stay. Oh, but wait, Visitor 7.2 wants to get on this. Yeah, Visitor 7.2 wants to rebut Visitor 7.1 because he thinks it's a bit of a caricature of modernism to just reduce it to being a fetishization of newness. Visitor 7.2 wants to tell Visitor 7.1 that, modernism actually had 2 waves, and the first wave, okay, hold on, everybody. Okay, listen, we really can't have this argument here, I'm in the middle of a performance, okay? I still have 2 more visitors to go through, and like what time is it? Anyway, so why don't you all just sit over there and talk amongst yourselves, and okay, you know what? I want all of you to like my performance, Visitor 7, 7.1, 7.2, I want all my musician friends to like me. So, how would I do this?
Yeah.
so relieved if I do this. These are the only two modalities, annoyed and relieved. Okay. Ready? You start finally something you can relate to, you know? I mean, whether you pay attention to my performances before, you know, Visitor 8, he thinks that, you know, art should be something direct and unmediated and sensual. You know, it should be like an intimate offering amongst friends. It should be like a palimpsest of what's going through the artist's mind spontaneously. You shouldn't have to be funneled through the superstructure or the language of the art world. I mean, you know, finally Visitor 8 respects me, you know? I mean, I put myself on the line. I gave something of myself, you know? I made myself vulnerable, you know? Visitor 8, you know, I'm not just some cynic. Okay, so, Visitor 9. Visitor 9. Come in, come. Visitor 9, come in. Oh, okay, I see Visitor 9, but I can't get him to come in. Yeah, Visitor 9. Jeez, Visitor 9 can't stand contemporary art. He thinks, you know, all American museums are bastions of white supremacy. And, you know, I mean, they tell histories of white conquest, and they present masterpieces of white artists and inventions of, you know, white scientists, and even the popular conception of a museum as a temple for contemplation is ridden with this, you know, these Eurocentric myths and kind of implies a white set of behavior. Yeah, Visitor 9, he likes to quote James Baldwin, you know, and James Baldwin about the, what is it, the inertia of whiteness, you know, and use that to kind of deconstruct the whole ideology of white. I mean, you know, I have to agree with, I mean, I can't disagree with Visitor 9, I mean, you know, like, but you know, if he thinks contemporary art is white, I mean, he should try going to a contemporary dance class. Because like, you know, in New York, Sure, like Patricia, but everyone heard of Trisha Brown, right? Like the New York contemporary dance class, you know, it's like 40 white people. Okay, let me put it this way. In New York City, sometimes in the subway, I'll see African-American break dancers, and they never seem to need to warm up, you know? Like, one minute, they'll just be standing there, and then the next minute, they'll do, like, the most mind-boggling, like, acrobatic feats. They'll be, like, doing double flips in the air, and that, you know that helicopter thing where you, I can't, you know, you put your, you kind of, anyways, it's one arm, and the person is horizontal, and they're swiveling, like a helicopter, and I never seem to need to warm up. And then I go to a white person's dance class, like contemporary modern dance, contemporary dance, mostly white people, and it's like Trisha Brown, and they're all lying their backs. They were taking 30 minutes to warm up, and there's like, I don't understand this, but there's like somebody talking to them while they're warming up, you know, and it's like, this person is like, okay, I should breathe. I should breathe. Deep from your sternum. I want you to breathe. Okay, I want you to think of circles. Think of circles of energy. They're coming from your toes, and they go through your ankles, and they go through your solar plexus up the sternum. I want you to breathe. Think of your flow. Think of your flow. Then I want you to breathe. Okay, now, just between you and me, like, I don't understand white people. I mean, you know, it seems like they need to talk to themselves for 30 minutes, you know, just to be able to move. I mean, I kind of feel sorry for them, you know? Yeah, I mean, it's kind of ironic because the things that the black breakdancers are doing are much, much harder, but than what they're doing in the white dance class. But the white people need like 30 minutes to talk to themselves, just so that they can move, you know? I don't know. So maybe some people write a PhD thesis about a warm up as white privilege. You know, I guess if you're poor, you're black, and you're just asking for money on something, you don't have a lot of time to warm up, you know? But, yeah. Well, you know, Visitor 9, you didn't come in. You know, I don't want you, I want to contradict this idea. I mean, I don't want you to think that the white cube is just for white culture. So I'm going to do this for you. Okay, that's all right. I want, is that right? There we go. This is not bad. All right, stop what you're doing, because I'm not doing the image and the style that you used to. I look funny, but you're not making money. CCO, would I hope you're ready for me? Now get around. I'm the new fool in town, and my sound's laid down by the underground. I take a bite of Hennessy, you got in a chef, so just let me introduce myself. My name is Humpty, pronounced with an umpty. You ladies, oh how I like to fuck me. And all the rappers in the top 10, please allow me to bump me. I'm sticking tall, y'all, and just like Humpty Dumpty, you're gonna fall when the stereos pump me. I like to rhyme, I like my beats funky, I'm spunky. I like my oatmeal lumpy, I'm sick with this. Straight gangster man, but sometimes I get ridiculous. I even buy your crackers in your licorice. A young fat girl, come here and take a snack, could ya? Fat, look at me, I'm skinny, that never stopped me from getting busy. I'm a freak. I like the girls in the bathroom. I once got busy in a Burger King bathroom. I'm crazy. Allow me to amaze me. They say I'm ugly, but that just don't faze me. I'm still getting in the girls' pants, and I even got my own dance. That's Digital Underground, 1991. I could never write something that big. Okay, so I think we covered all of it. You know, if there's anybody I left, I think we went through everybody, right? In the way it's, if there's anybody, and what is this? To the text. Oh, just see what this is about. Oh my means you have to go to the bar and talk to your friends and tell them what you thought it meant. And it's all a test, but they're going to give us the answers to the test. So here's, everybody take one. If you don't, I don't pass one out to you, just take one. And thank you for coming to my performance.
Thank you very much, Andrea, for a very funny and astute take on us. And I keep thinking which one of the visitors I am. 7.6. For those of you who have just come here, who have just joined us, welcome to Juju. Welcome to Brud. Oh yes, you can come in if you want. There's beer and there's wine.